In today's video, I'm going to teach you how the internal origin works in Revit and why you can't move it. Let's start with the core rule. The internal origin in Revit is fixed permanently. You cannot move it, and that's by design. Autodesk designed it this way to provide a stable, unchanging reference that keeps your model's coordinate system consistent for calculations, element placement, and file coordination. Think of it as the model's anchor point that everything else relates to behind the scenes. What you can do, however, is move your model around the internal origin. That's the intended workflow. If you ever feel like your building is too far from where you want it in the coordinate space, or you're trying to align with a particular reference, you reposition the geometry, not the origin. This protects stability when linking files, exporting, or working with shared coordinates across disciplines. It helps to understand how this differs from the other reference points. The internal origin is the immovable anchor. The project base point is a user-facing reference you can reposition for documentation or office standards. The survey point relates to real-world coordinates or a site benchmark. Those can be managed and coordinated, but the internal origin remains locked, ensuring the model always has a consistent starting point. If you need to adjust your model's position, select the building elements and move them relative to the internal origin using your preferred tools. The origin won't budge, so the relative coordinates remain predictable. A practical tip is to create a clean working view and temporarily reveal the internal origin so you can see what you're moving around here. Keep an eye on large selections and pinned elements and be deliberate about what you include, especially with links and levels, to avoid unintended shifts. When coordinating with consultant models, this rule is especially important. If you align by internal origin to internal origin, you'll get a consistent, reliable placement every time. If you're using shared coordinates, remember that acquiring or publishing coordinates adjusts the project and survey references, not the internal origin. That's exactly how Revit maintains stability across multiple files. So to recap, the internal origin cannot be moved. It is fixed permanently in Revit. You can only move your model around it, and that's the entire rule. Embrace it as your dependable anchor. Once you work with it instead of against it, your coordination, linking, and exports will become far more predictable and hassle-free.